Hey everybody, and thanks for watching yet another episode of the Other 99. Apparently you guys just don't get tired of seeing these deck techs. Today we take a look at a special Edric Spymaster of Trest deck built by Ben Stidham. Let's take a look at the general first. Edric Spymaster of Trest is notorious for being a powerful general. He comes down early in the game and if backed up by an army of tiny cheap beaters, allows you to draw tons of cards. With a general this broken, there is only one thing to be done. Use him to make your favorite underplayed tribe good. This deck's game plan is very straightforward. Play snakes and turn them sideways. First we have the mana ramp. Some of the ramp snakes are also cheap beaters, making them perfect for Edric. Sakura Tribe Scout. When you're drawing tons of cards, being able to dump some lands onto the battlefield is helpful. Sakura Tribe Elder. Everyone's favorite suicidal ramp dude. Coiling Oracle. Either ramps or draws a card. Lotus Cobra. Lets you make even more mana with your ramp cards. Sachi, Daughter of Sashiro. She makes all of your snakes better blockers in addition to helping you make tons of mana. Sakiko, Mother of Summer. With Edric out, your snakes will get you some cards, but why not get some extra mana as well? Patron of the Orochi. Being able to untap your forests and green creatures allows for a big turn, or even just giving your creatures pseudo-vigilance. It's important to remember that if you cast him through Snake Offering, he essentially has Flash. Farseek, Nature's Lore, and Soul Ring are all cheap mana ramp. Oracle of Moldiah allows you to play even more lands per turn. What better thing to do with all that mana than make some baby snakes? Pataja Viper. Great with bounce effects in the deck, and for one card provides 3 bodies for Edric. Orochi Egg Watcher. It makes snake tokens, and then when flipped to Shadako, can turn some of those tokens into a boost for your other creatures. Sosuke Summons is the MVP of this deck, allowing you to bounce back after a wrath by getting 2 tokens with each new snake. Snake Pit punishes 2 of the most powerful colors in Commander and allows you to build your army quickly against control and combo decks. Snake Basket allows you to put all of that extra mana from cards like Patron of the Orochi into making a bunch of snakes. It's also a great target for Academy Ruins. Cobra Trap allows you to flash in some blockers and has an easily triggered trap cost. Not all the creatures in this deck have a crazy utility ability. Some of them are just cheap beaters. Mire Boa, River Boa, and Mold Adder. They can all come down early in the game to swing and draw cards with Edric out. Chameleon Colossus. One of the biggest snakes in this deck. With lots of extra mana, this guy can get big fast. Lorescale Coatl. This guy is a cheap beater that gets bigger when you draw cards. Oron Viper. He has almost Death Touch and can draw a second card when he connects. Wasteland Viper, Wing Coatl, and Ambush Viper. They are all cheap beaters that can act as emergency removal during combat. Vidalcan Heretic. It isn't a snake, but is a cheap dude who can draw cards when he connects even without Edric out. Like any tribe, the snakes in this deck can be made even better with lords. Sashiro the Anointed. It's a lord who makes your snakes huge and can act as Edric number 2. Sasuke, Son of Sashiro. One bite from your snakes with this guy will often prove fatal. Shisato, Whispering Hunter. Sure, you have to sack a snake on your upkeep, but Time Walk Snake, aka Mistbind Snake, is totally worth it. Adaptive Automaton. No one will ever notice that your robot snake lord doesn't fit in, except for the fact that he's not legendary. This deck doesn't pack tons of counter magic, just enough to stop problematic combos and game-winning spells. Hinder and Spell Crumple. Tug those problem cards and generals. Cryptic Command. It pulls double duty as both a counterspell and a way to tap down someone's creatures for an alpha strike. Void Slime. Cancel or Stifle for just 3 mana. Mystic Snake. A counterspell dude that can be abused with Crystal Shard and Equilibrium. When it comes to removal, blue-green decks have to get creative. Beast Within. It shoots anything at instant speed. Capsize. With all the mana this deck can generate, this card will give your opponents a lot of grief. All is Dust and Oblivion Stone. They're colorless sweepers for those times when someone is turning dudes sideways better than you. Pongify. Gives your opponent a creature they'll probably swing at someone else in order to draw a card. Equilibrium. Removes problem creatures and allows you to get mileage from creatures like Coiling Oracle. Cyclonic Rift. It sweeps the whole board to allow for an all-out alpha strike. Snake Form. It may take a little planning, but this card should allow you to remove a creature. It is also the most flavorful removal in the deck. Most of this deck is composed of cheap snake beaters and ways to make more cheap snake beaters. The rest of the cards in the deck simply keep your snake machine slithering along smoothly. Opposition. It allows your little snake tokens to deal with big threats and clears the way for late game finishers. Green Sun Zenith fetches your utility creatures or Dryad Arbor. Fact or Fiction allows you to dig for key cards. Cackling Counterpart. Making another Mystic Snake is cool, or maybe just another Patagia Viper. Copying Craterhoof Behemoth is even better. Recurring Insight. Sure, draw cards from Edric. No, I don't mind. Mystical Tutor. Finds cards like Beast Within and Triumph of the Hordes. Blue Sun Zenith. Lets you sink all that mana into drawing cards, just in case you haven't drawn enough off of Edric. Coastal Piracy. The only thing better than having Edric number 2 on an enchantment is having Pirate Snakes. Sylvan Library. Lets you rearrange the top 3 cards of your library every turn, and you can pay 4 life to keep them if you really need to. Nature's Will. This allows you to use utility lands like Oran Reef twice in a turn in a deck designed to make little creatures connect. Rite of Replication. 5 Adaptive Automatons, 5 Coiling Oracles, 5 Craterhoof Behemoths. Yeah, you get the picture. Crystal Shard. It's conditional removal that can protect key creatures and Edric, and allows you to abuse cards like Patagia Viper and Mystic Snake. Coat of Arms. This tribal classic will make all of your snakes enormous and very annoying. Eternal Witness. Get back that Rite of Replication for another round of creature tokens. Phantasmal Image and Shapesharer. They can copy your great creatures or someone else's bomb, and Shapesharer has the advantage of being a snake. Having small creatures doesn't go a long way towards ending the game. These cards can help get the job done. Craterhoof Behemoth. It's the deck's primary win con. He can be bounced and copied to make sure your army of tiny snakes can take out the rest of the table. Triumph of the Hordes. Giving your horde of snakes poison will make them much more deadly to your opponents. Biomass Mutation. Lets you sink tons of mana into making all of your creatures the same size, which is good considering that most of your creatures in this deck have only 1 or 2 power. And finally, for the lands. Mutavault, Treetop Village, Fairy Conclave, Thespian Stage, Simic Growth Chamber, Novagen Heart of Progress, Oran Reef the Vastwood, Dryad Arbor, Alchemist's Refuge, Winding Canyons, Breeding Pool, Yavimaya Hollow, Tectonic Edge, Maze of Ith, Reliquary Tower, Vesuva, Academy Ruins, Flooded Grove, Command Tower, and 8 islands and 8 forests. And now for the strengths and weaknesses of the deck. For its strengths. Playing Snake Tribal makes even an Edric deck less of a target. The deck's token generators can help it recover from wrath effects. Edric will draw so many cards that you shouldn't run out of gas. The deck can police the board without becoming too much of a target. And for its weaknesses. Having Edric as a general can make you target number 1. The deck has no combos to fall back on should you get hated off the table. Cards like Massacre Worm, Aether Flash, and Elesh Norn make this deck very sad. This deck can get out-aggroed by fast decks with bigger creatures. You should play this deck if you like Snake Tribal, you like tokens but don't want a dedicated token deck, you want to play Edric but don't want a crazy powerful deck, you want to make bad pop culture jokes. Thanks for watching yet another episode of The Other 99. Ben Stidham's Edric really takes the general to new places with this super fun theme. For next time, vote on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for either Avacyn, Angel of Hope, Endrick Sar, Master Breeder, or Namada, Grove Guardian. I'm Carson with Top Gun Productions, and as always, thanks for watching.